All right, here's a quick guide on how to use the Fluke OTDR. So the kit is going to come with these parts. You're going to have two launch cables. Make sure they are single mode if we're testing on single mode fibers or bi-di fibers. You have a scope bag with your fiber microscope in here and a couple different tips for different fiber connectors. Then you have your OTDR tester. So first, let's boot up the tester. In the meantime, I'm going to get out my fiber scope. Has a USB connection. You can plug USB right into the tester here. And our fiber microscope has a protective cap on, so it has no tips yet. So let's go into our scope bag and get our different tips. So for the OTDR tester, these launch cables are going to have to be scoped and cleaned at both ends before you plug in on your the fiber that you're testing. So each one of these has two ends. It has an SC end, and then it has an LC end. So you're going to have to use an SC and an LC tip to clean and scope those before you start testing. The OTDR has an SC port right here and right here. The only difference is that the one on the left is used for single mode fibers. The one on the right is used for multi-mode. You can see on the left it says SM, it says MM. So for Verizon, we're going to be testing off of this port. So when you turn on your OTDR, this is your main screen. To do fiber scoping, just go to Tools. And if you're plugged in with your fiber scope here, go down to Fiber Inspector. And then this is the screen that will show you your microscope. So if you see this camera, this is a little camera right here. So I put my thumb over it like that. So we don't have any tips yet, so we can't scope any fibers. So first, I'm going to get out my LC tip right here. The very small tip. This is going to be for the scoping the male end. And if you look close, there's a little nub that has to line up. And then you can tighten that on. All right, so let's test on this one. So you do want to be very careful that your fiber tips don't touch anything. So we're going to take the end of our fiber tester. It's going to plug right into here like that. And then this is our screen right here. So we're plugged in here. Here's our screen. We're just going to use our focus knob to slowly focus in on the fiber tip. So check that out. This should be, this round gray section is the fiber. The white dot in the middle is the fiber core, but all of the gray section and the core should be totally clean and free from any kind of dirt. As you can see, there's a huge slash diagonally across the fiber, and there's some dirt particles. So this tip needs to get sent back to Fluke to be repaired, or to another, I don't know, fiber servicing person. So that's how you scope a fiber. Once you have a fiber scoped and it's totally cleaned, what you can do is you can select this button for an overlay. Oh, sorry, that's the settings. Let's see, do a save this, say that we're testing a fiber scope, or we're scoping the end of the fiber to save it for the closeout package. So when you hit save, it'll save the screenshot. You can name it whatever you want. And then you save that. And then after that, you can save again. But instead, you can change the name back to what it was originally and hit N2 and then save that. And what that's going to do is it saves both ends of the fiber in the same file. So there's less total number of files in the end. Okay, so that is fiber scoping. The only other thing would be an overlay. Let me see if I can find that. So, okay, you hit the pause button and it'll stop taking a video. It'll save the screenshot right here. It'll pause. You go to overlays here, and then you can select single mode, multi-mode, scale. I'm going to select single mode like this. Okay. And it'll come up with these rings. So let me plug into a fiber and I'll show you what that will do. Okay, so we have the tip. All right, so we're plugged in there. I'm gonna focus it up just enough. There we have it. That's as good as it's gonna get right there. So I'm gonna hit pause. I'm gonna hit overlay, single mode. Okay, and then I'm gonna drag this to the center like that. And there we have it. So if you have anything in this center green circle, that's pretty much not gonna pass. So you'd have to clean your fiber or swap it out. If it's a launch cable, this has to get sent back to be repaired. All right, let's get into the actual use of the OTDR to run OTDR tests on the whole length of the fiber. SOFA doesn't require this, but WBV does last I remember. So this device can do the fiber scoping and the microscope tool, but you can also do OTDR tests. So to set up, let me just start a new video so that you can just have everything separated.